Hey sis, happy Friday. Welcome to Finding Faith Fridays with Flame. I hope that your week has been amazing. It's been chilly. It was a pretty day today, but it has definitely been chilly and it has definitely been a faith driven week. I mean, we're really stepping out on faith this week. We don't know what to expect. We don't know what to expect with the weather, with this world, and with our day to day. And that's okay because what we're working on weekly is strengthening that faith to where no matter what the obstacle is, whatever the circumstances that we're facing, we know where to lean to. We know who to position ourselves for to where we can receive direction. So I'm hoping that your week has been as pleasant as it can possibly be, given whatever circumstances that you have had to face. Well, let's go ahead and get started. How is your faith? Have you measured your faith lately? My faith is consistent. I think I grow daily with my faith. Um, I think that as I learned more about myself and became more accepting to my current truth, it has definitely helped me sit in an area, to sit in my mess, to sit in whatever position that I'm currently in, to work on that. I believe it has also allowed me to position myself to hear God's direction. A lot of times in faith, we're always taught to believe the seen and unknown. And sometimes that can be directed to something to look forward to versus your current truth. In my faith journey, I'm learning to sit still in my current truth, where I'm at authentically, and be able to rest and understand and have the level of faith that God has me exactly where I need to be at this very moment for a certain purpose. And in my situation, my purpose is to fully heal, is to develop a level of acceptance, and also be able to fully give myself and my trials to God. Um, I believe that faith is being able to trust. And if I'm going to trust God, I got to trust God where I'm currently at. I can't trust God when I get to a certain point. I want to be in a position to where I can receive whatever those blessings or receive the lessons that God is trying to teach me from a whole part of me. I want to be whole enough to where I can understand the teaching and I won't repeat sin. I want to be at a level of acceptance to where I fully understand that any and everything that I deal with in life is for my greater good. There is a purpose behind the pain. There is a triumph after the trial. We are in times to where you really don't know what to expect. We really can't afford to look forward to anything because tomorrow is not promised to us. We're currently sitting in a situation now where we're dealing with Russia and Ukraine. Can you imagine being in Ukraine right now? Not knowing if you're going to see your loved ones again, your children again, not knowing if you're going to even have a life to even wake up to tomorrow. We are in times to where we need to lean on God more than anything. You have to lean on God with all of you. And you have to lean on God in your right now. The people in Ukraine are not able to say when they wake up tomorrow or when they go to work next week or when they trying to plan a trip, because at this point, in their current truth, they don't even know. I think we take advantage of that. We take advantage of the ability to look forward to something versus taking the time to sit still where we're currently at. I'm not saying don't have faith for anything. I'm not saying that you can't look forward to anything. Just like we look forward to getting paid every Friday. We look forward to going to dinner. We look forward to our doctor's appointments. So that's just the human side of us. But spiritually, I'm just asking you to put most of that energy into your current truth, into your right now. Because all you have is now. All you can confidently speak on is right now. You can't speak on 30 seconds from now. You can't speak on an hour from now. You can't speak on 24 hours from now because we really don't know. We do not know what's ahead of us. We just have faith and believe that we're going to see that time. I ask you, sis, to just sit still for a moment. Sit still with me. Let's position ourselves. Let's be available for the word of God. Let's be available for that much needed direction. Let's be available for that guidance. Let's put our energy into that. Once we fully put ourselves and our energy into that, then we'll be able to properly look forward to what comes next. We are in trying times, ladies. You have to hold on to what you know. And all we know is right now. All we know is to rest and sit in the word of God, the promises that God has given to us. That's our current truth. That's all that we can currently do at this point. God will never leave nor forsake us. And that's what we have to truly believe. We have to be able to be still enough to receive that message and sit in our current truth, whatever that may be. I spoke on sitting still last week. This week, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still sitting in the same position, allowing God to fully guide me to my next step. And it took me 41 years to realize how to fully do that. And I must say it's very peaceful. Because instead of me worrying about something, instead of me looking forward to something, instead of me having to stress about something, instead of me having to plan something, I'm able to sit still and go to God. Talk to God and ask for direction. Do you know how much pressure and how much relief that I have? How much pressure is lifted just being able to do that? Why did I not do this sooner? Because I've always tried to be a fixer. I want to fix everything, even people. And that was not my battle. But when I finally learned, and I'm continuing to learn to release that battle, life became a little easier for me. I'm forever grateful and thankful for even positioning myself to receive that from God. It takes a lot of strength to submit. It takes a lot of strength to trust. And that's all that we're doing, sisters. All we're doing is trusting. We're supposed to seek God for all things. Do people understand those words when they say it? Because we usually say that we do, but we really don't. We, for some reason, can't let go of that ship. We're trying to sail the ship that we're not supposed to, and we're not equipped to sail. We say daily that we're going to give this to God and we're going to release. But do we fully release? Until we can fully release, we're going to forever continue fighting the battle that we're not supposed to fight. We have to stop playing with faith and discipline ourselves enough to understand faith. We have to discipline ourselves enough to be in position to receive direction from God. We can't receive direction from God if we're trying to direct it ourselves. God will give you the guidance that you need in any and every situation that you shall face. Trust me. I've lived it. I'm living it. There was a time when I couldn't see what was ahead of me. And you know what? I'm actually glad that I couldn't, because I had no choice but to lean to God. And that's the same thing that I'm voluntarily doing now. There was a time when I was forced to not be able to see what was ahead of me, and I was worried, and I had to drop to my knees to the Father. Yet it taught me now to voluntarily do that and still get the same result. So what's so hard about us releasing and allowing God to be God? You determine your faith. We have to take control over our lives, sisters. Our life doesn't have to be this hard. We don't have to stress and strain and pull our hair out and deal with all the hurt and pain that we have dealt with throughout our lives. We don't have to. Those are not our battles. And any suffering that we've ever endured has a purpose. There's a purpose behind that pain. That's why if you've ever caught any of my other lives, you'll see where I spoke on mindset. It's all about your mindset. If you can see the good in everything, you won't have time to see the bad in it. It's all about mindset. And I promise you, I'm not just saying something. You know, it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know. But I can also speak from experience. I've had many trials. Childhood trauma, infidelity, losses, you name it. I've dealt with it. I've suffered from it. I've been affected by it. My entire family has. Yet and still, I'm still able to strive and lean on the Word of God. I am in such a better place now just by surrendering, just by understanding that I don't have to fight this battle anymore. I ask God to have His will with my life. So whatever is in His will, in the end, is good enough for me. I can't go wrong under the will of God. Because when I'm in His will, those desires that I once had that was out of His will are no longer. Those people that I was connected to that didn't mean well for me are no longer. Those losses that I assumed were losses at the time end up not being losses. It ended up blessing me later and allowed things to multiply in my life. I just had to be in position to release and have faith that God has something greater for me. See, like I said, when you work on self, sis, everything that's connected to you is either going to align with your purpose or it's going to fall out of line. So anything that falls out of line, you weren't supposed to have anyway. It was holding you back. It was weighing you down. We have to position ourselves to understand that. A loss is not a loss if it's out of the will of God. The pain, yes, we have pains from lessons, and most of our pains come from decisions that we made. We seen the signs. And yeah, there is a such thing as deceit and evil. So yes, I do understand that some things we probably didn't have a hand in. But we have to believe that there is a purpose behind it. We have to position ourselves to fully lean on God and be able to receive direction. We can't receive direction if we directing, if that makes sense. Sis, I want to thank you all for taking a moment to listen to me. I don't want to keep you long on this Friday evening. I'm hopeful that you will take the time to listen to the pre-recorded messages as you always. I appreciate your commitment and your dedication to strengthening your faith, and also your commitment and dedication to receiving your tools that TLOW has to offer. As I always say, we're just loving on you through God. We're just here for upliftment and empowerment, and to love on another woman from a woman. I don't see myself any different from any of you sisters. We all have been through things. We all go through things. We all live life, and we're just trying to figure it out. And I am a firm believer that we can do this together. I'm a firm believer if we do our self-work, if we receive our tools daily, we will get where we need to be. We all have a purpose here on earth while here on earth. I believe that a lot of us have it physically together, but we got to work on the spirit. This is a spiritual journey that we're on. This is bigger than us. And it's not our battle to fight. We are God's children. We just have to have faith that He's going to make sure that we're okay. Ladies, I thank you for taking the time to listen, as I stated. Prayers to all, prayers to our world, prayers to Russia and Ukraine. To me, I don't look at being in the U.S. any different from being there, because what they're going through, we could easily be going through that. America has to learn to have empathy. You know, we try not to get involved in things, and I understand that, but just imagine if something like that happened on U.S. soil. You would want any and everybody to aid and help you. And if we are God's people, we're supposed to help. I don't understand why we have this, that don't have anything to do with me mentality. When one fall, we all fall. Just like in our sisters, in our sisterhood. When you fall, I fall. When I fall, you fall. We are a team. We are in this together. We are God's children. There is no separation. There is no I in team. This is we. And when we learn to have that we mentality, I truly believe that our lives in this world will be a better place. I truly believe that. Until then, we will have battles that we really don't have to have. But what we're doing here in TLOW on Finding Faith Fridays is we're strengthening our faith by working on self, being acceptable to our current truth, our right now, and being in position to receive direction from God, because that's all that we have and that's all that we need. I hope you took the time to check out Mika's Thursdays Live. It was amazing, as always. And understand what we're trying to do here. Be on the lookout for Silver Linings with Shannon Monday. I believe she's going to be starting back. A lot of us have been busy with life and illnesses and sicknesses. So I do appreciate you all for just being patient with us and being understanding when we're not able to fulfill our commitment. But don't charge it to our heart. You can always go back and listen to other messages or other lives that we've left previously. I promise you, each time you listen to one, you're going to receive something each and every time. I don't care if you listen to it 5 times. You're going to get something every time, because it may be something that you've missed. I occasionally go back and listen to some of the lives, the prayers, and just to get that upliftment for throughout the day. And when I tell you, something may have clicked, or it may have been something that I needed to hear at that moment. You also know that we have the prayer line. Anytime you need prayer, just submit your request, and the directors will get back with you with 24 to 48 hours if that is a request. Otherwise, we will make sure that your prayers are listed on Wednesday prayer. You know, we have YouTube as well. YouTube is for the family. If you want your husband or any other male figure in your life to benefit from the messages that we are sending in the group, they can always look on YouTube. Ladies, of course, you know the Love of a Woman is for women only. The actual group is for women only. So if you know of any other sister that can benefit from this group, that needs to strengthen her faith, that needs inspiration, that needs prayer, that needs to just speak about self-work, that needs to just see things from a silver, with a silver lining, as the cup being more full versus empty, invite them to the group. All you have to do is just send the invitation and leave it up to them. I promise you that they will receive something from the Love of a Woman. Like I always tell you, ladies, once you fix you, everything that's connected to you is going to be fixed. I confidently believe that. So you all enjoy your weekend. Stay warm. This weather is so unpredictable at this moment. It is extremely cold tonight, and I would definitely be exactly where I'm at right now, in my room. Y'all stay warm, stay safe, stay high and heavily in prayer, and I will see you ladies next Friday. Have a good weekend.